Wednesday, right? Yes, Wednesday. The boys had their first day of school today, so that was super fun for them. They had great days, which is so nice. You just never quite know how the first day of school is gonna go sometimes, right? So I'm talking tonight about the early phases of business compared to like the later phases of business. And this is inspired by the mastermind call with my group members this evening. So for those of you that do not know me, my name is Brittany Budd. I am the creator and facilitator of this community. Welcome. I am a mindset and business coach, and I help online entrepreneurs to build and then scale their businesses to 6 figures and beyond using organic social media marketing strategies. Okay, so I was talking to my client Lisa tonight, and we were talking about like the early phases of business. Like, when do I get a website? When do I start an email list? When do I like get branding and things? And I thought it was really funny because as we're talking about it, I'm reminded of like the very first time I sold like a class. I sold like a challenge. This was like 2 years ago. I sold a challenge. It was like a 21-day challenge, and I had I had a website because I had a blog, but I didn't have a website going. I didn't have landing pages. I didn't have an email list going. I had nothing at this point, and I was still like getting sales. So I was promoting to my personal Facebook page. I didn't even have this group yet. I was promoting to my personal Facebook page. This was like, this was just over 2 years ago. I had a personal PayPal account because in my late teens, early 20s, I had like an eBay shopping addiction. So I had this PayPal account. Sorry, someone just sent me a message. And like that's really all I had for like payment processing. So I grabbed the like paypal.me link or whatever, and I was like, I'm doing this 21-day challenge. It's like $47 US. Like, if you want to get involved. And again, my marketing was garbage. I did not know how to sell very well, but I still sold like 15 spots at $47, which was good for me, having no real audience, no real idea what I was doing. But I was just like click this PayPal me link and send me $47. Like, there was no formal website. There was no formal like sign up page. There was no formal buy now button. It was just, hey, here's my PayPal link. Just like click it, type in $47 and send it to me. And then ta-da, like you're in. And that worked. And I think so many entrepreneurs, especially in the early phases, get really caught up in, this needs to be something way bigger, way fancier than it is. This needs to be huge. I need to have killer branding. I need to have a logo. I need to pick my colors. I need to have the coolest tagline in the world. I need to have an amazing website. I need to have multiple payment processors. I need to have landing pages and email lists and templates, and everything needs to be perfect. When in reality, like, sucky stuff still sells. That's a lot of S's at once. But it does. Like, I very awkwardly sold, and people just sent me money to my personal PayPal account. Like, it does not have to be something that it's not. Can we please ditch the idea that we need to be different? And like, I showed you guys this. I showed a picture of this. This is my office. This is my bedroom, you guys. Like, I did not wait until I could put like a $40,000 extension on my house to have a fancy office, because that day would never fucking come if I didn't have my business. My old job, I made $20,000 a year. It would have taken me like 10 years to save up $40,000 to put an extension on my house so that I could have a fancy office, so that I could deem myself worthy enough to call myself a coach and start charging. Like, this is all just story bullshit that we tell ourselves to make ourselves feel like we're not good enough. And like we have no business going out there and trying to sell our thing. When in reality, that is not true. You can have a nook in your room. So many women I know, like, kick their husbands out of their closets and turn their closet into an office. So they just like put a tiny little desk, a tiny little chair, a little light, and they just close the door behind themselves. Nobody knows. Here they are working in a closet. Like, I asked you guys to share. Show me where your office is. I got a lot of, well, I've got this little corner in my living room. I used my kitchen table for months, years even. Like, who fucking cares? Nobody cared. The fact that I didn't have a fancy website and I didn't have a cool logo and I didn't have like a buy now button did not deter people from wanting to hang out with me in my challenge. Like, we tell ourselves all of this bullshit, comparing ourselves to people who are way further ahead in their journey than we are. Like, well, she has fancy branding and she has a fancy website and she has a crazy podcast that has thousands of downloads and she's doing this and she's doing that and she. Okay, but she probably started in her closet. She probably started in a nook in her bedroom. She probably started at her kitchen table. At one point, before I was coaching, my office was, we have like a very long table. I put the leaf in the long table. We have 6 chairs. I had like a third of the table and one of the chairs was dedicated to my office. My laptop sat on it. I had all kinds of papers. This is when I was doing investments because I couldn't go down, even though the office was just down the street, I couldn't go down the street. I had 3 small children at home. I used a third of my kitchen table and we would just like eat meals pretending that that third of the table was not there. Like, you can start now. You can start with really awkward messaging. You can start with really awkward marketing. You can start with really awkward offers and people will still buy what you have to sell. People will still absorb what you have to say. People will still listen to you and want to hang out with you. Because what matters is that you're doing it. What matters is that you're scared and you're trying anyway. What matters is that you're passionate. All of this is what matters. What does not matter is where you're sitting. Okay? That being said, this stuff will make you money in your business. I have a multiple 6-figure business in this like 4 foot I can touch both sides. This 4-foot nook in my room that just makes me look like I'm not sitting in my bedroom. I've done $250,000 cash in the last 12 months. 200 of it has been this year. Like right now, like January to now. I don't have a fancy office. My marketing's way better. My branding's a lot nicer. I could put an extension on, but at this point we just want to move. So we're not going to put an extension on if we're planning to move because in this market, we'll never get our investment back. But the point is, what gets you to your first 100K and creeping past is not going to get you to multiple 6, 7 figures. Like, it does require a next level. There is a point where you have to go, okay, I got to step it up here. I should probably get a website. I should probably get someone to do a logo for me. I should probably sign up for a PayPal business account and go to the bank and open a business account. But this comes when you can afford it, friends. And let's be very honest here, because we were talking about this as well. The first 100K that you make, I know for me personally, a lot of people are like, oh, wow, she made $100,000. She's rich. We were in a lot of debt. Like, my husband went to school for a couple of years. I was working, like I said, I was making $20,000 a year before tax. We were not rolling in money. We were rolling in debt. For most of us, our first $100,000 goes in our pockets. Like that is our income for the year. We're using it to put back into the business because smart business owners know you do have to invest. Coaches, things, you start investing in subscriptions, you start investing in coaches. You know that you can't just put all of it in your pocket and run away, right? Like at the end of the day, last year, we're getting ready to renew our mortgage, which is what's getting me on this whole like putting an extension on thing. My tax assessment, even though I brought in 104, by the time I had my deductions and paid my taxes, they're saying I brought in $66,000 because I invested in my coach. I invested in all kinds of subscriptions for things like a PayPal business account, and I do have a website, and I do have a custom domain, and just all these little things here and there, and traveling and overhead, and claiming part of my house as my office and things like that. It all went in my pocket, friends. Like what I could, it was just going to bills. Like I don't have anything to show for that, and I'm not ashamed of that. And a lot of us think, oh my goodness, if I have debt, that's bad. No, investing in your business is a write-off at tax time. So that's important to remember as you're planning to invest in coaching, as you're planning to maybe invest in $500, that's a $10,000 tax deduction where you can go, hey, I invested this in my business. It's going to make me money here. Great, amazing. And as you start making money, you're going to be like, shit, I should invest a little more because I need more deductions. That's what I'm into right now. Wondering how much room is in my RRSP so I can contribute, so I can bring my income down. Like this is gonna come to a head for you guys. Like you're afraid of not making money. Wait till you are making money and then you're like, fuck, I'm making so much money. This is so bad. Things do need to pivot. Things do need to change. The way you're approaching your business as you start making money in your business needs to change. And that's what we're going to be doing in 500. We're going to be discussing how to make those pivots. When do I get a website? When do I start an email list? When do I hire somebody to do things for me? What do I get them to do? How much do I pay them? How do I find the right person? So many things. I've hired multiple people now for my company. I'm going to help you with all of this. But this requires you being ready for next level of your business. And yeah, there are probably things that someone told you to invest in and get a subscription for that you do not need. Like I'm not about having things that you don't need to make money. That's silly. Let's keep it to a bare minimum and just make profit and help people. So that's what we were talking about. Like it doesn't have to be fancy until it does. And it has to be fancy when you're ready for it to be next level shit. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a money mindset training on like how to attract more money to you and how to get better at selling. This is free. It's in Zoom, and I'm going to be doing like an information session on 500. So there's an event in the group. It's going to be tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. The Zoom link is in the event tabs. So go over and grab it and meet me tomorrow, like 40 minutes ago in Zoom. We're going to do this money training and it's going to be very good. And then we're going to talk about 500. Please do not forget that 500 closes in 2 days. So if you're on the fence, which I've been saying every night, get the fuck off the fence. It's time for you to make those money moves. It's time for you to step it up in your business. I know you have big dreams and big goals. $500,000 in 3 years. Does that seem realistic to you? It should, because you can do it. Okay? Yeah. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. I hope you guys have an amazing evening, and I will see you all tomorrow for the free training and the info sesh. Good night.